Hey, what's up guys, this is AceStarThe3rd and thank you so much for watching, and today I'm going to bring you guys a 3rd gen OU battle I had against one of my good friends, K-TRON. Now, this battle was just difficult. It was more difficult than it ever needed to be, because it's like, why do these Pokemon look so similar and they don't even battle well together? What is this? But ultimately, it was a pretty good battle, so I really do hope you guys enjoy it. Now, if you look at the description, you'll see something called DAT Question and featured movesets and some other cool things, so please be sure to go down there and answer that question in the comments below, but only if you have the time to. Now, if you look at this team is a whole bunch of foxes with big ears team. You know, I was asked to do this because my brother was all like, oh, can you do this? And I was like, well, might as well. Okay, so I did it, and it was really just no. So the most defensive thing on here is Umbreon, and the other most defensive thing on here is Vaporeon because it has Charm, which is going to be kind of an issue because I need to keep those thingies around in order for them to be my defensive walls. And the most detrimental and the hardest part about this team is the fact that Eevee is just so overpoweredly OU. I just don't know how I'm ever going to bring it in and use it when I just don't have the great team synergy it needs to. Oh, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, so if you look, you won't see a weakness in position start still because I still don't have any Wi-Fi. I still have this YouTube channel and, you know, life, and I still don't have any Wi-Fi, but it's whatever. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this amazing 3rd gen battle, and please be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go. So if you guys stay till the end, I'll tell you guys the story about how I got destroyed yesterday. I think it's pretty funny if you ask me, but I mean, okay. So K-TRON is going to lead off with his Zapdos as I lead off with my Jolteon. He's going to think I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Ice right off the bat, but it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for a Substitute, and then I'm going to Baton Pass right out into my Vaporeon so that I can easily go for a Charm on the Snorlax, and it's not going to be that big of an issue anymore because now it has -2 attack. So I am going to be going for that Charm, and he's going to be going for a Body Slam. He's going to be doing minimal damage to me, and that's mainly because of the fact I went for a Charm on him, and look how much damage it did. Didn't do that much, right? So now I'm going to go and switch out into my Novastar as he goes out into his Zapdos, and now I'm going to double switch right out into my Solar Star as he Baton passes out into his Skarmory, which he named Mori, which is copying me. So the way he did that, I think he's assuming that I'm going to be Baton passing set, so we think he's going to set up some spikes and things, but it's like, no, I have Hidden Power Fire. So the only reason why I have Hidden Power Fire is because I knew that Skarmory would be doing that kind of thing, and most steel types would come into an Espeon thinking that the only thing that they had to attack them with would be Psychic, but it's like, no, I have Hidden Power Fire, and now that thing is gone, and I don't have to spend an hour trying to take it out. So I'm gonna Baton Pass out that Calm Mind into my Shadow Star. A lot of things on this team do have Baton Pass too, because ultimately it works out with the synergy pretty well. So I'm gonna go for a Curse as he switches out into his Wishmaker, his Jirachi, and I'm like, okay, why would you go into a Jirachi? Why would you name it Wishmaker? That's so tacky. But anyway, he's gonna go for a Calm Mind as I'm gonna go for another Curse, and it's like, I know that he can set up a lot of Calm Minds, but ultimately it really doesn't matter because I still have that +1 special defense, and I have a 130 base special defensive stats, so even if he gets like +6, he's still not going to be OHKOing me, and he's not going to be able to hit me with any stab attacks because the only special stab that he has is through Psychic, which doesn't affect me because I'm a Dark type. So now he's going to go for one more Calm Mind, I do believe, as I go for another Curse. I want to set up these curses so that I can Baton Pass out into another Pokemon. I'm not going to show you what it is yet, but I am going to Baton Pass into something that it can really utilize these boosts. So he's going to go for a Thunderbolt. He's going to get a crit, which is like, wow, a crit did that much damage? Okay. And he got paralyzed. So it's like, good. Now that I have that synchronized, and now his thingy is like less likely to attack me, I guess. So now he's going to go, I'm going to Baton Pass out into my Albino, which is my Eevee. He's going to go for a Stab Psychic, and it's not even going to kill me because I had that +1 special defensive boost. If I didn't have that, I would have been dead already, and it just would have been a big waste of time. But I'm gonna go for Hidden Power Ground, not kill it, and I'm like okay, now my Eevee's gonna be dead. But it's like, oh, he got paralyzed, and it's like, did my Eevee just kill? Did my Eevee just OHKO? Did it kill something? And oh wow, man, Eevee did something, you know. And I'm like, I didn't think that was ever gonna happen, but I guess it did. So he's gonna go for a Thunderbolt with his Zapdos. I was hoping I might have lived it because Eevee actually has a lot of special defense for it to be an unevolved like Eevee kind of thing, and it did have +1 special defense, but it's still not gonna be able to live a Thunderbolt from his Zapdos, but it's whatever. So he's gonna go out into his Snorlax again, thinking I'm gonna go for a Hidden Power Ice because that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna Baton Pass out a Substitute into my Novastar. So I can safely come in and then be able to go for a hidden power fighting because I have a 130 base attack stat, and with a choice band that I have, this is going to be doing a massive amount of damage because this thingy is not that defensive, but it does have a lot of HP. So he's going to go for an earthquake. Unfortunately, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, but he's not going to be killing him. I'm going to leave him with 4 HP, and it's like, awesome, Nova Star, you're just great. But now he's going to go out into his Gengar, which is just great because it's like, now I can't attack it, and now he has spikes up, and he's probably like, oh, Ace has an EEVEELUTION team, so now he can't rapid spin the spikes away, so I'm just gonna go in a Gengar so I can render it useless. So now I can't switch out into my Flareon anymore, and now it's just basically useless fodder, but it's whatever ultimately because I mean it's not really doing that much anyway because it's so slow. So he is gonna go into his Celebi, and it's like, oh, now you bring out Celebi, great. And now my Spark Star is going to be going for Hidden Power Ices, trying to do a lot of damage to this thing, and might be able to take it out, might get a crit, because I happen to get crits at unfortunate times and things, but he's not going to be able to do that. He's just going to go for a recover, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for one more, just to see how much recovery he's getting from his recover and his HP, I mean, and his leftovers, that's what it is. So I'm gonna go for another Hidden Power Ice. It's gonna take him a little bit less than half, and he's gonna go for another recover and get his HP back to almost full already. So I'm like, okay, this is redundant, and this is definitely not the way to approach this. I have to approach this in a more logical fashion, else I'm not gonna be able to do this effectively. So I'm gonna go into my Shadow Star, knowing that my Shadow Star should be able to set up a Wish, because I'm pretty sure that this Celebi set does not have anything that it can attack me with. Most Celebi sets only have Psychic, and they don't have any Grass Stab. So he's gonna go out into his Zapdos. It's pretty awesome for me now, because I'm gonna be able to go for a Wish, and I know I'm gonna be able to lift a Thunderbolt from this thingy, because my Shadow Star has a 130 base special defensive stat, which maxes out at 394. So I'm gonna go for a Curse, which I really should not have done. You gotta pay attention to that. I should not have done that. And the biggest thing I shouldn't have done right there, you know, I got the Wish and everything, and now would have been more logical for me to just switch out. But oh, let's Baton pass out into something. Let's Baton pass out into Espeon. So now my Espeon has +1 attack and defense and freaking -1 speed. So now I'm thinking about it, it's like, why Ace? Why would you do that? I mean, out of everything he could have did, he only has a Snorlax with like 2 HP. Nothing on your team can even benefit from the attack now because Eevee's gone and freaking Flareon's dead. So why would you? Why? So now I'm slow, and now I have +1 special attack and special defense, and it's like, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter as much now, but I mean, you're gonna see. So he is gonna go out into a Celebi. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to predict me to go this and this so you can get your Elite Seed recovery. I'm not gonna let that happen, so I'm gonna go for a Calm Mind so that I can get my special attack higher. And then now he's gonna be able to not take as little damage as he was before, because my Psychic, even though he might resist it, is still going to be doing a lot of damage because I mean I have +2 special attack now. So and I'm going to go in for that Calm Mind as he brings in his Snorlax. Now I'm going to go for a Psychic now. I'm pretty sure a Psychic, a +2 Psychic from an Espeon could take out a Snorlax. I mean, I do have a modest nature. I mean, most of the things on this team have like a lot of investment into this thing that they're most, you know, influent in, like my speed with my Jolteon and the HP with the Vaporeon, the attack with the Flareon, etc. That's mainly what I was doing with this kind of thing. So that's why my Espeon, it doesn't have a timid nature, which it usually does have. But I mean, yeah. So he's gonna go into his Gengar. I'm pretty sure he was gonna go for a Destiny Bond because the way he just brought it in, like, oh, here's my Gengar, kill me kind of thing. It's like, well, no, I'm pretty sure you're not, you know. So I'm at this point now. I know that he has Destiny Bond. It's pretty logical for me to stay in at this point. And he's just getting all this HP and things. And then I just Baton pass out into my Jolteon, I do believe. Now, at this point, I could have killed it because it's like, oh, Ace, now you're faster, and now you can just go for Destiny Bond, and then you won't be able to go for Destiny Bond, you can just go for Thunderbolt, right? But it's like, oh, guess who can't do that because they had to freaking the Baton pass minus speed into their Jolteon, and guess who got froze because he doesn't know what ultimately why. So now I'm froze, and I'm froze unnecessarily. Look how much HP I'm losing from this. Oh, it's just bad. So now he's gonna go into his Zapdos so he can set up now. Now it's like, oh, he's safe from damage and everything. So now I'm gonna take this opportunity to go for a substitute, and I can get some leftovers recovery and some lead seed from this dinky little Jolteon who obviously doesn't know how to baton pass the right way. So he is gonna be going behind a substitute, and now he's not gonna be able to be damaged by if I unthaw, and it just sucks. But now he's gonna be going for a hidden power ice. Not gonna be doing that much damage to me at all, which is pretty fortunate for me, and a defrost, which is pretty excellent for me because I guess this hidden power ice just broke the ice and ice, or there's 20% chance of actually defrosting, but it's whatever. So now I hopefully am going to be faster than this Zapdos, and I'm going to be able to go for a hidden power ice if my speed calculations are correct, which they're not. And he's going to be able to go for hidden power ice, not kill me because I still have that 95 base special defensive stat, and I'm going to be able to go for hidden power ice and take him out because that is super effective, and I have +2 special attack. Now he's going to go into his Gengar. I figured at this point, okay, let's just go for a Thunderbolt, because I figured he was just going to go for an Ice Punch and kill me, seeing as I only have like 2 HP left, right? And he just switches out, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So he went on to his Celebi, you know, +2. I didn't think it was going to do that much because, I mean, you know, it's not very effective. But look, critical hit. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So now at this point, it would have been more logical if I just went into my Espeon now, right? Because Espeon is faster than Celebi most of the time. But look what I do. I go into Vaporeon, and it's like, oh, that was the smartest thing to do. Good job. So now he's gonna get recovery HP, and now he just wasted a whole bunch of time. Good job. So now it's like, now he's gonna be able to go for a wish, and now his recovery is HP. Oh, it's just terrible right now. I don't even know why I did that. I don't know if I was high or I was just drunk or marijuana, crack. I don't know what's going on there, but I was just not thinking about the right thing. But he is gonna be able to go for a toxic onto his Celebi, which is pretty awesome for me because now it's like he's gonna be more inclined to either go for a heal or switch out. Basically, he's gonna have to waste a turn just to get rid of his toxic damage, which is pretty awesome for me because it'll ultimately work out in my favor. So I'm gonna go into my Solar Star. Know that my Solar Star should be able to do damage to this thingy because it could have before, but I had to go for a wish. But now I have to go for a Calm Mind. I do believe as it switches out into his Gengar, I really should have just went for a hidden power Fire. But I just been doing everything wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna go for a Calm Mind, and now at this point, I'm like, okay, I can just take out this thing. I don't really care anymore. It's like, I really don't matter. It doesn't matter, ultimately. I mean, it does and it doesn't. It just means that this battle is gonna take a lot more time because it just made it take more time. So I'm gonna go for a Psychic, and I'm gonna take out his Gengar, but I'm gonna unfortunately lose my Espeon, and it sucks because I needed this thingy to take out the Celebi, but it's like I really didn't need it kind of thing because I still have my Splash Star and I still have that Umbreon. Now, like I said earlier, I can go into my Umbreon safely because I'm pretty sure the only thing he has to attack me with is his Leech Seed, and he can't really go for Psychic because Psychic is not effective on Dark types. So ultimately, I don't think he can stop me. So I'm gonna go for a Toxic, so he's gonna have a lot more inclination to go for a Heal Bow so he can waste a turn, and during that wasted turn I can go for some kind of beneficial move for me, and I do believe that that will be the moment where I will be able to set up and then get the advantage. Now, he is going to be going for a Leech Seed and miss, which is so fortunate for me. And now, this is the part where I'm going to be speeding up, but like at 4,000%, because this is where it's going to take a really long time. And this is where I have the opportunity to tell you that story, because it's just going to be taking way too much time. I'm basically just going to set up the curve and just go for Iron Tail. But anyway, so when I was 2, I got stung by a wasp in my ear for no reason. It was just like, oh, let's go in this kid's ear and sting it, even I have other things to do, but let's just go do that. So I got stung in the ear. I had to go to the emergency room. My whole face was swollen up. It was just bad. And then so yesterday I was out with my dogs, and then they were trying to like bite this like wasp, right? And I'm like, no, leave the wasp alone. And then other people were outside. They were like, Omari, why don't you just step on it? And I'm like, because you have size 17 feet, why don't you just step on it? And it's like, no, I don't step on bugs, especially carnivorous ones, because it's like, I'm not gonna step on a spider or something because spiders kill mosquitoes and flies, and I don't like mosquitoes and flies. So I'm just gonna grow some balls and let the spider outside and I kill it kind of thing. But anyway, so I let the thing go and it flew away. And then so I'm outside putting a collar on my cat, and then here comes the wasp, right? And it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I'm just like, oh, hey. And then I'm trying to like get away from it, right? But then it keeps on like going towards me. It's like right in front of my face. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let what happened before happen again. It kind of traumatized me or something. So I'm trying to run away. And then I wasn't paying attention, and I like do this ugly ugly fall, and I fall into a fence, like a metal fence, and then it just scrapes my shoulder, and then like all across my arm, and then like I bleed, and I have this ugly scab, and I'm just sitting there on the ground, just like, ugh. Like, just all disgusting because of this stupid bug, and I basically got pwned by a wasp. So anyway, this is where I'm gonna go for an Iron Tail and then finally take out the Celebi because he had minus defense and everything, and I finally beat K-TRON, which just took way too much time, but you got a story in the process, right? So a good job, good game, right? I mean, yeah, good game. So be sure to like if you like it, dislike it but dislike it, comment if you're cool, subscribe if you haven't, share if you have the balls, and favorite if you are a fortress. Now, that was a pretty long battle. I usually don't upload battles that are that long, but I had to because my bro was all like, you can't do it, and I was like, well, I can do it and you suck, but I did do it. So anyway, that was an EEVEELUTIon team ultimately. That's what he wanted me to do, and I did it. I'm never gonna do it again ever. So anyway, I do have something coming up. The next battle or next upload, I guess it can either be a contest or it can be a battle versus OMG Hyde. I guess you guys, I could say, oh, you guys can put in the comments what you want, but I won't be able to see the comments because I don't have any freaking Wi-Fi. So I guess I'll work on both. You might see a contest, you might see a battle versus OMG Hyde, which is my biggest rival ever, and it's just gonna be an epic battle because it's like, oh wow, Hyde is just epic. So anyway, outside of that, nothing else has been happening. I guess it's like August already and freaking school had started for like 1,000 other billion people, and it's just like, oh, that sucks. But guess he doesn't have to go back to high school, this guy. Anyway, so I'm so glad about that and everything, and I thank you guys so much for watching. This has been AceStarThe3rd, the 3rd gen guy for 3rd gen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and everything. Please be sure to answer that question in the comments below, and I will see you guys at a different time later than now. Leave a comment. We can talk about comments and stuff. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.